Hi, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to do a little project today on the Cricut design space and using our Cricut Explore Air. So my grandson has started his first day today of the 9th grade, and his mom and I are not handling it too well. This is a big change. I remember my first day in the 9th grade and it's very nerve-wracking. But anyway, I'm going to do a layout just kind of so that I can remember the day and have his picture on it. Okay, so you go into Cricut.com and click into your design space. And it always asks me, do I want to watch this? And I don't. So I'm going to say, don't show me this again. Alright, it will bring you up to this page, but you still need to log in. Okay. So we're going to log in. Alright, now it brings you up to this page where it shows you all of the projects for inspiration. But we're going to create a new project, so we're going to click on that. Now, the first thing that you need to do when you get into this page where your mat shows is if you're going to be cutting some things like I'm going to be cutting today and using the grids to place my paper, because I don't want to have to load in so many different mats, so I'm going to put some different color papers on the same mat. You need to go up here to the top left corner. Let me make sure you can see this. Alright, hold on. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, go up to the top left corner right here and click that little square. What that is that will add your grid in just like it shows on your mat here. That'll add your grid in. Grid in on here. So that way if you're placing paper on here for different color cuts, then you will have your grid so that you'll know exactly where to place it, so you won't get a bad cut like I have before. Okay, now what we're going to do, I want to do a page layout. So I want to select Set Canvas. And it will bring you up a variety of canvases that you can use. As you can see, it brings up a blank canvas, aprons, shorts, backpacks, tags, banners, shirts, just about anything that you can think of. Bowls, t-shirts, blue jeans, canisters, clipboards, crock pots, I mean, your doggy sweaters, your dryer. It brings you up everything. But what we're looking for is the scrapbook layout, which is right here. So we're going to click on scrapbook layout, and that's going to place the mat here on your grid. As you can see, it's a little bit wider than the one behind it. This is my layout. Now, it doesn't put the layout all the way up to the top corner, because if it did, it would cover up your numbers. So it starts at the 1-inch mark and it will go over to 13 inches. But this is a 12 by 12 mat. It also goes down to 13 inches this way. But this is your 12 by 12 mat, so your 12 by 12 piece of paper. Now you can go over here, and let's make sure you can see that. You can go over here to this side and you can select double page layout if you want to do a double page layout, and it will show you two 12 by 12 papers side by side with the split, as you can see, so that it distinguishes which is which, so that you can lay your whole images, everything out for your double page layout, if that's what you want. But today we're just going to work on a single page, so we're just going to go back to single page. You can also change the size if you want. If you just wanted to do a 6 by 6 or whatever, you just do custom and put in what size that you want. You can change the color of your canvas so that you can see what your images are going to look like on different color canvases. So let's say if we change it to red or blue or the light green. But we're going to work on white today just so that we can, I don't know, let's work on maybe a cream. That might show up a little better. So it doesn't matter what color you're working on. That's just, it's not, that doesn't mean that's what color paper you need to put in. This is just for your benefit so that you can kind of see what something's going to look like on a different color paper or whatever. Today we'll work on a cream. We'll just so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay, now that we have that done, now if you want to see your complete 12 by 12 paper, you can always close off this by clicking on that little arrow right there, and it'll show you your page this way, vertically, but it doesn't show it horizontally on my screen because I have my screen blown up. But you can go down here to this left corner, the bottom corner, and you can click on the negative, the little negative sign, and it will make it smaller for you so that you can see it that way. If you was doing a double page layout, you could see everything. But I like mine large because I'm half blind, so I like seeing everything on there. And I like my things over here on the side so that I can play around with those. So now we're going to go to Insert Image. And I already, let's take that out so that I can, let's go back to just do all images. This is where it brings you to when you go to upload or insert image. But I want something specifically to school, so we're just going to type in school, if I can spell it right. And it will bring you up all kinds of goodies for school. Now, most of these look really kiddie, and my grandson is 15 years old, but this is going to be my scrapbook layout, so he's not going to care what's on there. He just likes seeing his picture on there. He doesn't care. But I'm going to make it kind of manly. So he is going to Brewer, which is their alma mater is the Patriots. So they're red, white, and blue. So, I don't think I said that right. Alma mater, that's not right. Anyway, they're the Patriots. So we're going to go down. He's a freshman, so I'm going to click on that. So I know I want that on there. And then I want a banner, and I could have chosen this banner. It says 9th grade, but I didn't. It wasn't beside it at the time, so I just chose this banner because I'm not going to leave that wording on there anyway, so it didn't matter. So I'm going to click on that one as well. And now I'd like to have a book, an open book on there, just so that I can do some writing on the book. So just scroll down through. It shows you tons of things that you can use. Let's see. I know it's here somewhere. I love these. These are so cute. Okay, there we go. It's just an open book, and I can do some writing in there, so I like that. So I'm going to click on that one, and it shows you right here at the bottom what images you have selected. So if you don't want one, you just click off of it, and it goes away. If you do want it, you just do Insert Images, and it brings all of your images over here. Of course, it piles them on top of each other, so you select them like you want. Okay, now that we're here, I know for a fact that I want this a lot larger because I want to be able to put a photo in there, about a 4x4 photo, something like that. Now, this has got multiple layers. If you go over here to the layers, you'll see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. 7 layers maybe. I don't want to divide these layers up. I don't want to ungroup this until I resize it because if you do, then your sizing is all going to be off unless you are just really, really good and know how to size everything perfectly. So in order to resize, all I do is just go to this little double arrow right here. I make sure this is locked. I go to this double arrow and I just drag it. But you can also go to edit and you can go in here and size it just exactly the size that you want. I just drag mine until it looks about the size that I like. I'm going to move my book down and I'm going to drag it a little more. And if you go up, you can see your grid. So that looks like 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make it a little larger. Now you could also click off on this. You could click that little lock and it would turn it would open up the lock, in other words, and then you could stretch this any way that you wanted it. I don't want to do that. I want to keep mine the size that it is, or the shape that it is, but this would let you shape it a different way. Like you could make it wider, you could make it longer, whatever. But I want to keep mine the sizing that it is. So let's see, that's about 1, 2, 3, that's almost 4, so we'll drag it a little bit further. Okay, that looks good. Now I know I'm going to bring this down a little because I'm going to put a double page. I'm going to double mat this one sheet behind my main sheet. So I'm going to drag that down a little bit. I'm going to go over to this. And I know I want that here, but I want it to slant a little bit. And I want that larger. And I'm also making this one larger before I do anything else. Like I said, I don't want this 5th grade on there, but I'm going to size this the size that I want before I take anything off or do anything there. But right now I'm just getting my sizes like I want on the mat. So our book, I want to make that larger because I'm going to do some writing on that. So let's see what we have. Okay, we have that. Come back. Alright, let's turn this off for a moment so we can see. So we can take that one there just a little bit. Bring this one over a little. Now all of this is not going to matter when you start cutting because you'll see in a little bit the cutting. I'm going to cut all this completely different than what I have it sitting here, but what I'm doing right now is just like I'm pretending that this is my layout and I'm getting everything sized and placed the way I want it on my layout. That's all I'm doing right now. I really want my book a little larger. Okay. Alright, I think that will work. Alright, so let's go back and turn that back on. Now, as I said, I do want freshmen on here, that's fine. But I do not want 5th grade on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it until you see the bars all the way around. And then I'm going to right click, or you could go up and do select all and do it that way. But I'm going to say ungroup. Alright, and what that does is it ungroups everything so that you can take off or add to or do whatever. So I'm going to move those off and then I'm going to delete them. All I'm doing is just highlighting them and hitting my delete key. Okay, so I have that off of there. Now I want to add in his name on this banner. So what I'm going to do now is to add text over on the left hand side. Okay, let's see if I can zoom out a little more because you're not seeing where I'm clicking add text, are you? Okay, I'm clicking on add text right here and it brings up this box. So I'm going to type in his name. if I can spell it today. I'm doing really good. Now, I'm going to type in, I'm not going to type in his whole name because it's going to try to put the whole name on this one. I'm going to type in Aaron, and I'm going to let that work. And then I'm going to have to resize this because it's too large for the banner. Whoops. And I'm going to slant it. Okay. That looks pretty good, I think. But if you wanted to make your letters, let me show you. If you just highlight that again and do ungroup, then you have, well, hold on. Ungroup. Then you can move each individual letter to where you wanted it. Like if you wanted them closer to each other, or if you wanted them to do in a little cascade, or maybe go this way, like that. You can do that by just ungrouping your letters and moving them around as you want. I'm not sure. I really think that might look okay. I might go with that. And you can also turn your letters, tilt your letters the way that you want them individually, if that's what you want to do. Don't really like that down that far. Okay, I kind of like that. So now, don't forget to regroup your letters. The first one that I did a while ago, I forgot to regroup my letters. And to regroup them, all you need to do is select each letter and make sure each letter is selected by holding down your shift key and clicking on them. And then you want to do your right click and do group. Now we want to make sure that these are all grouped, so we want to move it. Yep, they're all grouped, so that's great. If they weren't all grouped, then some of them would have moved and some wouldn't, so that's how you can tell on that part. Let me get that back where I want it. That looks good. And now we're going to do his last name. So we're going to do add text again. That's his last name. So we know we want to shrink this down, not quite that small. We're going to bring this over, and I think we need it a little larger. I went a little happy on my shrinking there. Slant that a little. Slant a little more. Now we know we're going to have to move some of these letters around, I think. Let's see. Yeah, let's ungroup. And let's move these a little bit. Whoops, it didn't ungroup. Sometimes when you do that, it will not work the first time. You have to do it again. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not clicking exactly right on my clicker. Okay, I like that much better, I think. Yeah. I may need to move everything that way, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to group these again. So I'm going to click on the first one, hold down my shift key, and then click on each one individually. And then I'm going to right click and do group. Now I'm going to make sure that these are grouped, which it looks like they are. And then I'm just going to move it. I think that's about right there. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And I like the font. It looks kind of like a school font. So I'm okay with that. And now we're going to go down and work on this. And what I want to do is add his school name here. So I'm going to do add text. And of course my text bar comes up here somewhere. And he's going to Brewer. And then I'm going to enter. Now, I don't know if that's going to work exactly right, but we will see. If it doesn't, we can do it individually. Let's see. Okay, we know we need to slant it like the book is. Now we need to shrink it just a little. And I don't really like how I want them all centered. I don't like how that's doing it all to the left corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do undo, 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 undo. And it takes that away. I'm going to do add text again. And I'm going to do Brewer. And I'm going to put that down here first. And then I'm going to do add text again. I'm going to do high and a different one. And then I'm going to do add text again. And I'm going to put that one on there. So maybe, I think that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them down. And I want to tilt it the way the book is tilted. And this is what you have to do with your Cricut. It's just a lot of playing, a lot of trial and error. I've used lots of scrap paper to try to make sure I get some things right. I mean, that's just the way it goes in everything like this. You just have to play around with it. I can follow a few instructions from there's some wonderful ladies out there on YouTube that know much, much more about the Cricut than I do. And they have wonderful tutorials. And I can follow some of them pretty good. But until you get in there and play with it and know exactly what you want, unless you're cutting the same thing they are, you're really not going to know exactly how it's going to look. Okay, I kind of like that. So now what I need to do is I need to highlight all of these, hold down my shift key again, and then my book, and then I want to do up here on the layers tab, I want to do attach. And that will change the color of these on there. That lets you know that these are attached now. So that'll let me know that these are going to print on top of this instead of it just being, you know, words here and a book there. But before I do all that, I want to change some colors around on this so that I kind of know what color I want to put. Let's see. Okay. I know I want I want this, I think, to write in. Okay, let's do the black first. I don't want that black, I want that white. And I don't want that green, I want that, no, I'm wrong. I want this blue. I think I want the outline blue. And I want this white because it will go behind his photo. So we'll do that white. Oh, come on, Edith, you did it wrong again. That's blue. Okay. This one is white. And then we're going to make this Okay, I need to ungroup it first so that I can select each one. I want to make that one. What color do I want to make that? I think I want to make that red. So like I said, his colors are red, white, and blue. This I want to be blue. Excuse me. And then the writing, I think I want the writing to be blue. Okay, that's the underscore. Writing. Okay. So I think I like that. Excuse me. So we have red, white, and blue. Freshman. Alright, now on my freshman it's showing me that it's going to cut, and I don't want it to cut, I want it to write. So I just click on the little scissors, and up at the top, instead of cut, I'm going to click on write. And I want it to write blue, so which it doesn't matter what color pen you choose here, you can put in whatever color you want. But I'm going to let it write blue. I'm going to ask it to write blue. And then on this, I want that to write and not cut. So as you can see, it changed it to an outline so that it will write that outline on there. Alright, and now on that, I do want that to cut. I do want that to cut. I do want that one to cut. Okay, so I think we're good on that. Looks good. Okay, now let's do Aaron. Let's attach all of this first. So we got that. Oh wait, let's go back to this. Let's make sure that we, okay, never mind, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, select on that, select on that, select your banner, and then do attach. That shows me that all of those are now attached and that this print is going to be on top, which is what I want. And as you see, it changed the color all to green, which is fine. Now, I'm not going to make it green, but that's fine. It did leave all of my alphabets separately because I did detach them and move them around, and that's fine. I don't care. But it makes it take a little longer for me to do these. Let's see, what color did I want that to be? I think I wanted all this writing to be red. So we're going to choose red for all of that. So the writing is going to be red. Okay, now I think I want to, oh, excuse me, I just bumped you around, didn't I? I'm sorry. Hold on. I think I want my banner to be a different color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach it for a minute so that I can change the color of my banner. So that part I think I want to be blue. And then this back part, which is that, what color do I want that to be? Where is it? Way down here. Okay, I think I want that to be red. Yeah, I like the look of that. Now we're going to make sure that is cutting. That's good. That one is cutting. That's good. Now it says all of these letters are going to cut, but we don't want them to cut. We want them to write. So we're going to click on write, and we'll click on the very pen. For some reason it's not changing. Okay, it looks like it's going to make me do each one, which is not a big deal, I guess. Now, I know there are other ways to do this, and somebody out there is saying you don't have to do that with each one like that. But this is just the way that I have learned. So, I'm sure I will come up with a different way one day after I play around with it for a while. But, you know, for me right now this works. As long as I can get it to do what I want to do, I'll just manipulate it. Okay, right. We want all of them to write. Okay. So we have all of them writing, and I don't know if that red's going to show up on there that well. Let's see what color I did. I did one and just tried it this morning to see if it showed up very well, and I really think that it did. Okay, because I had it changed around. I think I did this in red. So let's change this to red. Then let's change this back, which is way down here. Let's change this to blue. And then we'll change our writing to blue. Well, maybe we won't. Blue, 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 blue. Okay, let's see if we got them all. Yeah. Okay, that looks better. Alright, so we have that. Now we want to make sure, well, not right now, we don't. We're okay with that. Okay, our book. I think I just want my book to be white. So I'm going to click right here on this. I think I just want the book to be white. And and then I probably want the lettering to be red. Nope. White. Okay. I want to write instead of cut, and I think I want it red. And then I want to write instead of cut, and I want it red. And I want to write instead of cut, and I want it red. So that gets my book, I think. Okay, let's see. Don't worry, all of these will not be on different mats. I will show you in a minute how to get it all on the same mat. Right now I just want to get all my colors and things like I want them. Okay, I think that will work. So let's see how long we've got. I think I may stop right here, and we will come back and I'll show you how to cut these, and having them cut on the same mat, or each, like this will cut on one mat, that will cut on one mat, and this will cut on one mat. and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. I'll be back in a little bit.